Hi everyone, this is Jed Schlackman here. I work as a holistic counselor and spiritual energy healer. For this video, I'm speaking about the topic of trauma and how your trauma actually, major traumas in your life, connect with things in your life that are perhaps your mission or purpose. We often think of trauma as something that's tragic and disabling and crippling us in our life. However, it's often very much a part of our life path where working through and healing that trauma is in a sense a prerequisite for us being able to access our full potential or full purpose in our lifetime. So the very nature of those traumatic things that occur and how they impact us often lead toward what we're actually here to master or accomplish optimally in our lifetime. We won't necessarily reach that full potential in any particular lifetime. We may not overcome the effects of that trauma. We may not really master what we hoped to master, but the potential is definitely there. It's part of what you could call your blueprint or plan for your life that was made from the other side, so to speak, from the soul's perspective. There's a breathwork teacher that I'm acquainted with who has made part of his teaching the idea that there's kind of this code embedded in our life where the trauma is there to lead you to your life purpose. I was also recently reminded of this concept when I was reading an email message sent by the well-known author Michael Moore. He's the filmmaker as well that many of you may be familiar with, who's written books and produced movies that kind of have a social activist theme to them. And in this particular email, he was referring to his experience personally getting to know the actor James Earl Jones. James Earl Jones has just recently passed on, and of course he's famous for playing roles in many different films, including in the Star Wars saga, where he did the voice for the character Darth Vader. So he's actually someone who became very well known for the power and quality of his voice. But going back into the story that Michael Moore was sharing, Jones had told him about his time as a youth, as a child, where he grew up in a particular town where there was a lot of racism, teasing, and bullying, and in a way he was so traumatized by that social environment that he actually became mute. He wasn't talking. And this was something that went on for quite a long time in that period of his life where he silenced himself. He wasn't using his voice at all, really, at least not in a literal physical way. But then later on in school there was a teacher who inspired him to start using his voice because he was very intelligent, very capable of using language to express things. It was just taking that step to actually speak up. So there was a point in his life where he did resume speaking and communicating with his voice, and he ended up becoming an actor where using your voice is very much fundamental to that trade. being able to express yourself and, in a sense, master that art of speaking. So, of course, he became highly acclaimed as an actor, highly respected for the power and resonance of his voice. So in that case, you can look back early in his life where something seemingly traumatic occurred to him that affected his voice, where he became mute, and then later on that led to his determination to actually master exercising his voice, using it in a powerful and productive way. So that life story is one of many examples you could find where having the experience of trauma, something distressing or tragic occurring in life, leads to a person finding their mission, something they came here to master or accomplish. We can each look at things in our own life, seeing how various traumas or challenges that we've encountered became a trigger in some way for us to find something in our life that became a mission of sorts, or connecting us to something that was meant to be a major part of our life. It might have led to a very important relationship in your life, an important job, some important creative endeavor, some hobby, some artistic passion that you might have. So these are all things that we can reflect upon to see our life in its wholeness, to see that complete trajectory of our life, where there may be periods where things were very challenging, difficult, things might have been rather painful or distressing, but once you're getting to a stage where you've worked through that, where you're not inhibited by your trauma response, where you're able to make peace with that part of your life path, to release any burden or any negative or limiting beliefs you may have developed at that time, and to become more open to fully living life, to fully expressing and asserting the talents or gifts that you have innately within you, then you can start to reach toward that fulfillment, toward that greater purpose in your life. So with this in mind, I encourage everyone to not look upon traumas or distressing things in their life as things to hold you back or hold you down or keep you as a victim. Those actually may have been in some sense prepared or pre-planned as catalysts and triggers to push or inspire you toward what you actually came here to express or master in your life. We all have great potential within us, and it's true that there are times where we get held back or we feel pushed down in some way by challenging things in our life, but that's not the end of the story. We can reconnect with our power, with our creative purpose, with the source of love and compassion and determination, which will guide us to achieve things that we might have never previously imagined that we would be achieving. I hope that this has given each of you some inspiration and things to reflect on. For those that are interested in spirituality and holistic healing, I invite you to visit my website, phinsights.com. That's phinsights.com. For now, I wish everyone a wonderful day. Namaste.